Everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Screaming Chewy Show. And we're gonna get nerdy. We're gonna talk video games, new, old, all that good shit, that fucking nostalgia, and the new shit. Cause we're in VR right now, so if you're listening, I suggest you watch it on Spotify, YouTube, so you could get the full experience. But if you're on audio, driving to work, at home, you'll still get the experience. But I'd like to welcome my guest, Pollito. Well, he's Pollito on VR, but you guys know him as Juanito.
Shizzle, what's
on
up,
the
guys?
podcast a lot of times, a lot of good times.
A lot of crazy bitches on this one.
Crazy bitch. Oh, I gotta upload that too. Yeah, that's a good episode.
But she died. She died. She's cool.
And we got Carrot Sticks. What's happening, Carrot?
Hey,
With
fucking
your,
stayed up hours for this shit.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Sorry it took forever, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Nah, it's fine.
And I know you've been wanting to be on the podcast, and I've been wanting to have you on the podcast as well, because we have a lot of things in common, a lot of things we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And
glad to be here, man.
I like that you're representing Warhammer right there.
You fucking bet your ass I am.
Juanito's representing Halo. And you guys can't see me. There's no mirror in here, but I'm Dead Space. I fucking love that game. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But why don't you guys tell me about your favorite video games and why? I want to know why. Like, what made it so special? Whatever games you love.
You want to go first? Oh, all right. My favorite game, easily Fallout New Vegas. Let me change to something appropriate for that. But yeah, New Vegas. It's been my favorite game for a long fucking time. Like, it's been like 10 years since I played it for the first time, I think. And like I've been a big Fallout fan for a while, but I played New Vegas and it struck a chord with me because it's a really fucking well executed blend of like Western shit, fucking like kind of like the culture of like the 50s, but then like atomic nuclear sci-fi stuff and just like post-apocalyptic games. It's like it blends it all together so well. And you get all kinds of cool fucking weapons and like armors and like different like factions and sceneries and like areas that showcase like all of that shit. And it's just a great fucking story about a mailman that's too angry to fucking die.
Bro.
Yeah,
that's one way to put it.
Yeah. The story of New Vegas.
I want to hear it.
You ever played it? So
I have not.
The game
played
starts. Fucking play that shit, dude.
I've only played Fallout 3 and 4. That's the only ones I ever played.
I think I
New Vegas is better than both.
4.
But so the story of New Vegas, it starts the main opening cutscene gives you kind of a rundown on like it takes place in the Mojave Wasteland, and the opening cutscene kind of gives you a rundown on like the way shit is. There's a portion of the Las Vegas Strip has been immortalized and preserved by the mysterious Mr. House, keeping its former glory. The NCR, a faction that's like that values like stuff that the old world governments did, like democracy, the rule of law. They're got a lot of shit in California. They're trying to push into Nevada. Caesar's Legion, they're all Roman themed guys that like rape and pillage and stuff and fucking take slaves.
So they're like Vikings kind of.
No, well, they're like Romans.
Okay.
Led by Caesar or Kaiser, depending on if you side with the Legion. And them and like the NCR like clashing and shit. The NCR barely defended to the Hoover Dam from Caesar's Legion. You got like the Brotherhood of Steel, all wearing like power armor and shit. They were hiding in a hole somewhere. And so the opening cutscene kind of tells you a little bit about all this stuff. And then it brings you in. It says you're a courier working for the Mojave Express. Making what seemed to be a routine delivery is taking a turn for the worst. And it goes into like a little like first person cinematic thing of you on your knees on the ground with your hands bound together. And there's a guy in a black and white checkered suit in front of you with two great Khans or some other faction. They're all fucking Mongol themed. Standing next to him. And he's got this platinum poker chip. And he's and the two guys are digging the grave in front of you. And I don't know if I can remember the quote word for word off the top of my head, but he says, something along the lines of like, "Sorry, you got twisted up in the scene, kid. From from where you're standing, it must seem like an 18-karat run of bad luck." And he pulls a gun out and he says that the truth is, he aims at you and he goes, "The game was rigged from the start," and he shoots you in the fucking head.
God damn, brutal, bro.
And then it goes to the opening, like you hear the main theme kick in. It's fucking awesome, and you get to feel a little bit of opening credits, and then you get the title. And then you wake up in Doc Mitchell's house, and he fixed you up, and that's when you like get to create your character. And it works so well because he's like, "I think I did a pretty good job piecing you back together and pulling the lead out of your head, but is this what you're supposed to look like?" And that's how you fucking make your character's appearance. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Your brain might be fucked up, so come over here to this thing to test how well your mental faculties are," and then that's how you do your stats and like skills and shit.
Okay. Like in Halo, when you first wake up, they're like, "We gotta recalibrate your system," and you check your aiming, adjust it, and all that.
Yeah, and then you do some more stuff with Doc Mitchell. He gives you your shit. You get to select whether you want to do hardcore mode or not. And then you walk outside his house, and you're in the town of Good Springs, and it's just like this like picturesque, fucking iconic type of Western town, like a saloon and a general store and that kind of stuff. And throughout the majority of the game, your only goal is to find that fucker in the black and white checkered suit who shot you in the head.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, you're a mailman that got shot in the head, and you're. Yeah, exactly. And the only thing that takes you away from that is when you kill him. His name's Benny. Is when you kill him and you find out he was wrapped up in a bigger plot, and now you have to fucking pick a faction to decide who gets the keys to the Mojave, essentially. At the second battle for Hoover Dam. Yeah, there's fucking like. The Boomers is one faction. Once you get further in the game, you have to, depending on who you side with, like the Legion or the NCR, whoever, they'll be like, "Okay, there's a couple people we're worried about. Go talk to them, see if they're going to be with us or not. And if you can, help them so that they'll help us at the battle for Hoover Dam." One of them is the Boomers. It's these vault dwellers that all came out of their vault and hold up at Nelson Air Force Base, and they're all about like explosives and shit. And for their quest, you get to fucking bring a bomber plane like the one that dropped a nuke on fucking Hiroshima out of the bottom of a lake bed.
That's sick.
The fucking Brotherhood of Steel. Yeah, you gotta find the Brotherhood of Steel in their bunkers in Hidden Valley. Like fucking Hidden Valley Ranch. That Hidden Valley. Yeah, and you can learn to wear power armor from them and shit. There's like, you can go see the Great Khans. They're a dirty people. They live in tents like animals, and they're very rude.
From Kangaskhan?
Usually, yeah.
Sounds like a Pokemon, bro. The kangaroo.
Yeah.
Well, their leader's name is Papa Khan, so it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you fucking get to be like the deciding factor in the second battle for Hoover Dam.
Nice.
It's such a good game. The whole thing's Western themed. You get like fucking cowboy revolvers and lever action guns and shit, but there's also like laser guns and fucking shotguns, all kinds of cool shit, dude.
Love it, bro. So it's like a old theme injected with new blood, post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
I love post-apocalyptic games, bro. I fucking love that.
They always have like.
Yeah, and you, bro, Poito?
My favorite, I guess, that I can remember was 007 GoldenEye.
Ooh.
Was pretty much like the
good choice, bro.
Like the beginning. Yeah, I mean,
I spent a lot of my childhood playing that, especially in multiplayer, bro. The split screen
multiplayer. Yeah. Then I remember The World's Not Enough came out afterwards. It was the blue cassette. If you got like the original one.
Yeah, on 64.
And it was it was one of the first games that had like realistic guns that you can dual wield. Which was pretty badass. I mean, I like that. And then Perfect Dark came out after that, which was also really, really good. It was pretty much like a knockoff of GoldenEye.
Oh, you got me into Perfect Dark. I remember when you first showed me that game at your house. It was like 007, newer graphics and stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much more. It was more like it was like a mod, like we were talking about earlier, that there was like a mod to that. It was like a mod to GoldenEye with everything, a little bit better graphics and the guns looked better. And then from there, I remember you had an Xbox
Mhm.
and I think I rented Halo for the first time, and we played Halo together.
Yeah. Yep.
That was and then since we played that shit, I was like, holy crap, that was fucking like the. Like,
So-
I remember we were talking about the grass. Remember when it first started?
It was so realistic, bro.
Dude,
we're just staring at the grass.
Yeah, we were like, dude, look at the fucking grass. It looks so realistic. And now we're gonna go back and we're like, damn, that's back there.
Like you're like, man, that grass is 12 pixels.
Yeah, but yeah, from there it was like Halo started becoming like the shooter thing. Halo 2 is probably like the best shooter game out there.
Yes, Halo 2. That's one
Halo
where
2
like
is legendary.
that's one where like Halo was fucking badass, but Halo 2 they fucking brought it up a notch, especially with the story, and the graphics, obviously.
Yeah,
weapons.
after that it kind of went downhill a little bit, so I haven't been into it. But I mean, I remember Halo 2 was the first game ever I got. Like back then, they used to have like the hard copy, like the Ultimate Edition.
Yes, it came in a metal case. The
Yeah,
CD case. Yes.
Yeah, I still have that. I still have the metal case, the CD. Back then it didn't come with much. It was just like the hard case
I remember
and like a couple little things inside of the case.
when I first played Halo, it was those. Remember those gamer magazines that would come with a disc? They had demos.
Ooh, I used to steal those from the
Yeah.
stores.
That's where I first played Halo, and I told you guys about it. I went to school. I'm like, bro, I played this game where you're a fucking cyborg and you kill aliens.
Kill aliens, yeah, and I thought that sounds fucking whack as fuck.
Yeah.
Who wants to be a cyborg and fucking?
Yeah, it's
And
funny
then-
because that's exactly what Warhammer is too.
Yes.
Well, the thing is that back then, internet wasn't accessible like it is now. But
Facts.
like back then, if you heard of a game, that was the one way to play it. Is just to have a demo, like from the magazine, because you could prescribe to it and get the demos. But that was like the only way you were able to like see the game or anything, or they would announce it if you saw the trailer, but you wouldn't get to play it. Now you have like YouTube, like anything that you want to see gameplay of games that are coming out in a month.
And streamers.
Somebody already got, streamers
Early
already have a
access
copy
beta.
of it, so you can see. But back then it was like, if you explained any game, I think back then, hey dude, fucking cyborg killing zombies, or this fucking agent guy, killing everybody because he's trying to get this Russian guy. You're like, what? That doesn't sound too appealing,
Yeah. But once you play, you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Dude.
yeah, it gets more into it. But yeah, I guess that's what it started. GoldenEye was like when I was like, yeah, these games are like crazy.
Especially the split screen, spend so many hours with your homies. You're like playing multiplayer. You're like, don't look at my screen, bro. You're cheating. Trying to figure out
Dude,
who
remember
they
we
are.
did that? Wasn't it that LAN party at my house fucking years ago?
Oh, yes.
We brought like TVs and shit.
Explain that for the people who are too young to understand that. Bro. But that was a fucking good time, bro. Like, dude, days like that will never come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so back then, if you wanted to play like how you play now, like live, there was like only one way to do it would be like connecting an Ethernet cable from Xbox to Xbox, and then from that Xbox to another Xbox to like another Xbox, and then connects each Xbox to like separate TV.
Yeah.
And then same thing as you do now, you look for like a room. And then like you find the host, which was like either whoever the hell it was, and you clicked on that, and then all the players will pop up on that, and then you guys will be all playing in the technically same room, but different TVs. So I remember my mom let us move the living room, so we had like two TVs facing this way, and back then we didn't have flat screens. So we have this big ass fucking like wooden TV.
PRT screen. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had a TV on top of that facing the opposite way, and then we had another like TV on the floor, and then another one on top of that facing the opposite way.
I was lit,
So it was
bro.
like
with soda.
it
and
was like
chips.
6 of us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
because it was me,
pizza.
you, Frankie, and fucking Lalo.
Oh yeah, Lalo. Yeah.
And I forgot there was a couple of us that we fucking just went out there, dude, and we stayed up like till fucking 4 o'clock in the morning, fucking just LAN partying. And it was all Halo.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't play anything else but Halo. I think it was.
And that's what I miss, bro. Before online, you had to go to your friend's house to play multiplayer with them.
Yeah, you couldn't just fucking plug it in. And then back then, it was like live did exist, but in the certain areas there was still now high speed internet.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you wanted to get it, you have to wait for that. That's how old we are, bro. You have to wait for that area to be available for high speed internet. So we didn't get high speed till fucking, what was it? Maybe when we were like 12,
Yeah,
13-ish in our area.
and that was expensive.
That I can
man.
remember. Yeah, you paid like $60 for like 5 megabyte upload and like
Yeah, yo.
0.15 down and
But
shit.
that's all
whatever
you
the fuck
needed
it was.
back then, because the graphics weren't as
Yeah.
advanced as now. The process.
And then you didn't need to download any games or anything. It was all pretty much, the disc and just
Yeah.
fucking started.
Yeah.
And then
playing.
now you got every Call of Duty game, and every one of their updates is like fucking like 300 gigabytes.
Yeah, facts.
Well,
And
just
it's like
fucking
it's not even that
Grand
good of a
Theft
game. Why
Auto.
is it so big?
Oh, Grand Theft Auto
Grand
was
Theft Auto.
huge.
It still is, bro. Grand Theft Auto is almost like a terabyte now.
Mm-hmm.
It's by itself, yeah. But back then, I mean, it didn't. It was all like the Xbox had a hard drive. I think the hard drive on the old Xboxes were like 500 megabytes.
Yep.
But it seems like infinite memory because
Yeah, you had so many
you could
games
just
on
play.
there.
Even music. Remember, you
Yeah.
were able to play
Had the music
music
player.
to some of the games. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, damn.
one
Fuck.
thing I
forgot
miss
about
about Halo, bro, and the flood, bro, because Halo 1 and 2 had the flood, bro, and 3.
that shit was
and
scary, bro.
It was, bro. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love Dead Space, because it's like if they made a spin off of the flood. You know what I mean? But with
Into
newer
like a
graphics,
different, yeah.
into its own game, and they made it more horrifying, but in Halo
If
it
you
was
like
already
that,
scary.
If you like that, I got a Warhammer game for you. Check out Space Hulk Deathwing.
Space Hulk.
I got an avatar to show you. That's like one of. So the premise is that you're on a giant. It's called a Space Hulk. It's a giant fucking spaceship thing. It's been taken over by gene stealers, which are a they're a variation of these things called Tyranids. They're like hive mind insect space alien things that exist only to consume. And you're on the ship. You're one of these guys, giant fucking space marines, and you get sent in. And you basically just you fucking kill. That's it. You walk through dark fucking cramped hallways and giant like cathedral like open rooms and shit, and you kill these fucking aliens. You'll get swarmed with like 30 or 40 of them at one time.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, the drill. So this is a fucking what's the name again? Trying to remember the name now. Hold on. It's a specific type
Real
of space marine.
solid.
Double
needles.
drum or belt fed.
It's an apothecary. It's an apothecary. So this is a space marine apothecary. So the saw the saw is to cut through like space marine power armor to fucking work on them, because these are like doctors, like medics. The drill is specifically to drill into the armor and body of a dead space marine to extract what's called their gene seed. Because space marines are all
Mecos.
I was gonna say that. Sounds kind of strange, bro. Sounds kind of. I'm gonna extract your genes.
Your gene seed from your gene sack.
Bro.
But yeah,
And there's 2 of them, so you know what that's telling you. Oh,
One for each ball.
One for each nut.
I mean, space marines are so fucking heavily genetically modified. I don't even know if they have testicles anymore. I mean, they probably do, because honestly, they would get taken off.
Steal your genes anyways. My genes were stolen while.
Wait, hold on.
But Dude, Dead Space, that's one of my favorites. Even though
Sorry, I
it's
thought
an old
my
game now, the
Smoke alarm
original,
was going off.
the original is 2000. It came out in 2008, bro. Can you fucking believe that?
I know. Yeah. Well, you got me playing it a while ago, and I beat the first one. You let me borrow the game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think I beat the first one. And all the other ones came out, but
talking about what game we talking about?
those were
Dead Space.
Dead Space.
Oh yeah.
Dude, to this day, it still holds up, even in graphics and the story. Because I love that game because it's a truly creepy game. I love horror games and horror movies, but that one's is one of the true horror games because it actually scares you, right? And just the visuals are amazing. It's super gory. It's got the same gore as Gears of War, even though Gears of War is not actual horror game. It's more like action horror, but it's got horror aspects in it, you know? But also Dead Space, it also, if the campaign and the story, it fucks with your head, bro, because the main character is going crazy. You hallucinate and, you know, spoilers, everybody. But yeah, you're fucking going crazy. So it makes it even scarier. You know what I mean? You don't know what's real. You don't know if you're fighting
syphilis.
Hold on, my smoke alarm is going off. I'll be right back.
It's a remake of Hitler versus the Jews.
The ultimate showdown.
The ultimate Jew down.
And you know, and which you know, like how we mentioned how when we first played Halo, the graphics blew us away. The graphics was so realistic. Another game that blew me away was Gears of War. When I first played that game,
dude, I remember that shit.
I remember.
I think you got me into Gears.
Yep. Remember, I bought it in 06 when it first came out, and then you bought it, and then we started playing co-op and multiplayer. Like, I'm not a big fan of that multiplayer, but the co-op and the campaign, fucking amazing.
Yeah, I never liked the co-op. I never liked the multiplayer. Yeah, it's too bulky. I don't know, like too.
It is like the sniper. It didn't feel like the sniper, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you didn't have any good spots to like snipe.
Yep.
It was more like, you know, everything was on the ground. You were kind of running, and back then I remember we used to do that fucking sticky grenade, the fucking spike grenade fucking thing. Just run up to them and fucking stick them, and then roll back or forward. That way you don't blow yourself up.
And once you hear that, you know you're fucked. You're done.
Yeah, some shit happened. Yeah, you got hit and didn't even know. And then they started doing. That's where no scoping started with Halo too.
Oh, it did.
It did, yeah, because they started modding. Remember this? Like they started modding Halo 2. That's why everybody stopped playing it.
Dude, they were like gods, bro. They would fly across the map, bro. I remember I was playing.
You remember that?
And
shit?
I'm like, what the fuck is that? This dude's like a little dot going across the sky. And he just flies up to you and blasts
grabbing
like,
our flag.
Fuck? Yeah, bro.
Or the one I saw, and this I saw multiple times. Like they would jump from their base, and they were in the middle of the air with the sniper, and you just hear.
Oh yeah!
And everybody on our team was dead from a sniper shot.
Yep.
They were all headshots, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then it's all like Team Blue scored. I was like, how the fuck did they score the flag already? The dude would just jump, kill everybody, grab the flag, and jump back. Like,
yeah, they were like gods.
What the fuck? Yeah, I think that's why everybody stopped playing Halo 2. I think it still would have been a thing.
You know, but that's
where we also started playing zombies.
Oh,
you remember we used to play zombies on there? The Infection, there you go. And then they made it into an actual thing, so I mean, I don't know if they found the person that actually came up with that game, because it wasn't a thing. It was like something, somebody found out about.
Yep.
And
we all joined the lobby, and everybody agreed. We're like, okay, we're going to play by these rules. And
then I have a sword, and you guys are going to be this. You have to, or whatever it was. I think, no, it was one infected.
And
so one person had to go to the opposite team. Yeah, and then you had to manually switch teams to become the Flood and then go and kill the other guys, yeah.
You know, same thing happened in Call of Duty. Because in one of the Modern Warfares, I remember we would play like pistols only. Or they would call one game mode You know, and this wasn't a game mode yet. We all just like that. We all agreed to it. You know, and we're like, you start the lobby, and we're like, all right, everybody, we're just gonna use pistols. Or there's one where we just use knives, and they called that Michael Myers, which was fucking amazing. But
shit.
now all those game modes are on. You know, like pistols only and all that, or like SWAT and Halo.
Snipes only, yeah. SWAT the 14. Yeah, all that shit was like just created from people that just came up with something, you know, and then they made it into a thing. Now it's all like an actual thing in different video games.
Man, we're old, bro. We're fucking old.
I know, fuck dude.
Says the guy that's 20. You're like,
I was gonna say
21, asshat.
when about horror games, I was like, my favorite horror games are all the Resident Evil.
Oh fuck, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing.
A month ago, I played Resident Evil 2. It was the first one I've ever played. Ooh.
Did you play the remake or the
Evil
OG?
2?
I played the remake. I couldn't get the.
They did
the original.
fucking amazing with the remakes, by the way.
That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
they did. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I wasn't disappointed because I played all of them. I played 1, 2, 3, beat them all. Played 4. There was a couple of the. I don't know if you remember on the PlayStation 2. There was Resident Evil.
There was Outbreak and Zero.
Outbreak 1 and 2.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
Zero
they
was
made
for the
Zero.
GameCube.
Yeah, and now I have it for the Xbox, but Code Veronica.
Oh, I had
Code
that for
Veronica.
the
There was a lot of
Dreamcast.
like the Dreamcast, yeah. So, but Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 were really, really good, like the old style. And then the remakes were pretty on point. Resident Evil 2 was pretty much almost the same exact thing, better graphics. Obviously,
Yeah.
they came up with little different things, but it wasn't like disappointing, which was good.
Yeah, and then of course
3
better
was
camera
good.
view and the gameplay.
Yeah.
They upgraded all of that. You
And
know?
then Resident Evil 4 came in and then changed, you know, a little bit of the. Well, it brought it back because I remember. What was it? I think it was Resident Evil 3 that didn't have many, like. Yeah, it didn't have, like mystery stuff or things that you had to unlock.
Yeah.
Because if you remember Resident Evil 1, you had to go play with that clock in the kitchen.
Yep, all
Then
the
you had to play the
puzzles.
keyboard.
And like
Yeah,
statues,
all those
and you
puzzles
gotta find
were-
the diamond and
Yeah.
shit.
Exactly. And on like 2, you were still like doing that on the police station, but 3 where you were mostly out on the street, not really doing much.
It was mostly action because they focused on the nemesis. He would chase
On
you
the
and
nemesis,
shit,
yeah.
you know?
And then 4 brought it back like half and half. They had little puzzles here and there. It wasn't too many, but it was good. 5 didn't have many, but that's when they started introducing the co-op play, which is
Yes.
badass.
On the 360.
And- Yeah, and then like 6, 7 now.
And 8.
Well, there's taking 8, yeah, so kind of
And,
couple out there,
you know,
but
7 kind of revamped it, right? Because they made it first person view, right? Which is very different.
view it made it scary. Yeah, it made it
Yeah.
scarier too.
Yeah, and amazing.
'Cause I
story,
remember-
though.
1, 2, and 3, I never played those at nighttime because of the like even just the intro of Resident Evil, you know,
Yes.
like Resident, and then you clicked A and it was like, and you just went in there and the fucking slow music, dude.
Yes.
And you're fucking just walking around and all you hear is like. So that was scary for me. That was
Yeah.
like I never played those at nighttime. It was just like, yeah, I'm gonna quit. It's 7 o'clock.
Dude, and now I play fucking Resident Evil 4 on VR, bro. Which is fucking
and
crazy,
they
bro.
changed it because now you can shoot and run because they made
Yeah.
it VR. It's the
Yup.
first Resident Evil that you're able to shoot and run. That's pretty
Yeah.
badass.
Like, fuck, man. Fucking good times, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
Jeez. Video games.
And,
Oh fuck.
but nowadays, dude, like, fucking VR is so fucking different, bro. Like, the guns, you know, the gameplay is realistic because you gotta actually reach for your hip and grab. and then reloading.
Yeah, it's just finicky though.
It is, but like I think in Arizona Sunshine 2, I think they did fucking amazing, bro. Like,
yeah, it is pretty smooth. Even though I think they had a couple glitches, but in so far it's really good, not bad at all.
Yeah, and that one's also, we could play co-op on the campaign, horde mode, which to be honest, it's way better than Call of Duty Zombies, if you ask me. Like, me and Poito been playing that
when I see it.
Dude, okay, you gotta get that game, bro.
Big Zombies fan. Yeah, but so the whole deal is I told you about the fucking deal with not being able to use the fucking thing I got. But it's only $50, and it's like there's a couple things that I want to get, and it's hard to make up my mind,
Listen, you won't be disappointed, bro. Arizona.
Yeah, that's a pretty good game. It's worth the $50. I mean, I know there's other games. And I was hesitant too when I first got it. I was like, I don't know if I should get it. But when I got it and I started playing it, it's a pretty good game. Like you have fun, especially if you have like somebody else to play the horde mode. It's like kind of infinite rounds of zombies to see how long you can make it. Those get really fun,
dude. And every map is different too. They all have different like perks and rules of their own. Like in some. Like in some maps, when there's a new wave of zombies, if you left out some live ones, they stay, bro. They just keep coming. There's no pause in between rounds. And,
oh, shit.
God damn, bro. He's trying to show us his big old fucking...
a note.
But why don't you tell us about Warhammer? You said these guys are cyborgs as well?
Okay, so not cyborgs per se. So I'll show you the basic poster boy, Space Marine. She's fucking huge. Space Marines are big. If you haven't noticed, they're huge. So this is an Ultramarine. If you see Space Marines from Warhammer and you're not a fan of Warhammer, most likely it's an Ultramarine. But they're the blue ones. So. If there were a quote that you could attribute to Warhammer that is more relevant to it than any other, it would probably be, in the grimdark of the 41st millennium, there was only war. So it's set past the year.
We're headed, guys. Well, go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, it's set. No, you're fine. So it's called Warhammer 40,000 specifically because there's Warhammer 40,000, but there's the original Warhammer was Warhammer Age of Sigmar, which is just fantasy themed. 40K is the space one. It's set in the 41st millennium. Yeah, and it follows humanity. All of humanity has been united as the Imperium of Man. They have been for a long time. And they're led, or at least were led, by the Emperor of Mankind, or the God Emperor. He has a lot of names. It's this guy.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger
so the Emperor.
Right there, bro.
Yeah. So the Emperor.
Hopefully he doesn't jack off with.
He's the oldest. Yeah, that wouldn't work too well.
I cut myself again.
Imagine scratching your butthole with that and reach, bro.
Oh yeah, it's like fucking.
Give yourself a prostate exam with that shit.
Prostate removal, bro.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, look at that shit.
Yeah, here, Chewy, bend over.
Hold on, I got you.
There you go.
Tell it now.
But yeah, so the Emperor, he's it's not really clear where he came from, but he's been around for a very, very, very long time, since potentially like caveman days.
Oh goddamn, bro.
One popular theory is that there was a group of shamans who were the earliest form of something called psychers, which have people with psychic abilities, and they sensed somehow some great, awful like future for humanity, and so they all committed like a ritualistic suicide of sorts to combine their spirits into one being, which was the Emperor. That's one running theory that people have. And the idea is that he's been around for so long that he's like lived through multiple lives and taken on the guise of different people throughout history to push humanity in the right direction. And eventually, after humanity rose to amazing heights with technology, and then we're almost undone by that same technology. the Emperor revealed himself, and he rallied humanity. He brought everybody together, and anybody that didn't want to join under his name, it was they fought them back and they wiped them out. And he abolished religion. He abolished like fucking all kinds of shit that was not that didn't attribute to the future of humanity. And when he fought everybody that wouldn't join under the one flag, fought them off, he used something called the Thunder Warriors, which were he took people existing adult men, genetically modified them kind of shoddily, just to make like shock troopers that were like stronger than the average person. But because of the way that they were like as adults were like genetically modified, they were kind of doomed to die an early death anyways. And so he. And once the war was all over, he took he had his better genetically modified people. These guys, the fucking jeez, so big.
That's what she said.
I love how you're all tiny on the couch. You look like his kid, bro. Like two cyborgs.
Yeah.
Hit him in the fucking nuts, man.
Yeah. Fucking tiny, but yeah. So the Emperor had these guys, the Adeptus Custodes. Oh shit, that's a gun on there.
That's a gun on the
probably shouldn't trust me with firearms. Yeah, it's a guardian spear.
I wouldn't trust you with firearms. Yo, my bad. Pa pa pa.
Oh shit! Like oh shit! It was loaded.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I had the safety on. My bad. My bad, slime. But no, so you had the Adeptus Custodes, his more genetically perfect people, wipe out the Thunder Warriors to make way for his new soldiers, the I'll pull out
penis
the
goblins.
Penis goblins. I thought you were going to say penis goblins. The Space Marines, the Adeptus Astartes. So Astartes are created basically they take children. And male children specifically, there's a different group that are females. We'll get to those later. They're taken as children, and over the course of years, they're trained and they're genetically modified. They're given organ implants that make them stronger and let their bodies do different shits until they're adults, and like they don't, like Space Marines don't age. Well, they technically age, but they almost don't age. Like it's so incredibly slow. There's like Space Marines that live for like close to 1,000 years. Like the oldest known Space Marine, I think, is like 1,500 years old.
So it sounds like,
like a Halo knockoff.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like a more extreme version of the Spartan program, from Halo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They trained them since they were little. Well.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a quote, something from the Emperor himself talking about the Space Marines. I'll look it up real quick. But they're decked out in power armor like this. That's like all the technology that in the current, the 41st millennium and Warhammer is old, because all their like great technology is lost. And all of this it's old. It's got to be taken care of. They're like relics. They're like actual like fucking relics at this point. One second, let me look at this quote.
You know what those remind me of? All those armors. You remember that movie, The Fifth Element?
Oh, I fucking love that movie with Bruce Willis. And Mila Jokovic, from Resident Evil.
Yeah, the Protectors supposedly. Yeah, you remember those fucking big ass, bulky ass robots? We will take care of this. That's what that shit reminded me.
I forgot about that. Yes.
From the right of the beginning of the movie, they looked kind of like that, but they were just brown with longer masks.
Yeah, they were like tan, right?
Yeah, they were like tannish, like copperish color.
They go shooting guns again.
They were like
Yeah. Oh no, trust me, this is a fucking worse than any gun you've ever seen. This is a bolter. So a bolter, it shoots a rocket-propelled round that has explosives in it. It's a rocket-propelled round that hits a target and explodes on impact, penetrating into the target, and then it explodes a second time inside the target.
Sounds like a better version of the A12 shotgun with the little.
Yeah. Bolters are fucking crazy, and there's like there's different variants that are like big. But I got the quote pulled up. This is from the Emperor himself talking about the Space Marines. It says, "They shall be my finest warriors, these men who give of themselves to me. Like clay I shall mold them, and in the furnace of war forge them. They will be of iron will and steely muscle. In great armor shall I clad them, and with the mightiest guns will they be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease. No sickness will blight them. They will have tactics, strategies, and machines so that no foe can best them in battle. They are my bulwark against terror. They are my defenders of humanity. They are my space marines, and they shall know no fear.
God damn.
Yeah. These guys are fucking no joke. Space Marines are no fucking joke, dude. They can go like weeks and weeks without sleeping. They have 3 lungs, 2 hearts. They can eat like living, like things that have recently died to like see their memories. They can fucking they can fucking like run faster than any normal human. They're stronger. They're like 10 feet tall. They're fucking crazy, dude.
I seen a little clip from it. Actually, I seen a clip from it on TikTok, and it was from that game. And there was one of them that he was dying, and his homie's trying to fix him. He's like, "Dude, I can't fix you. You're fucked up." And he's like, "Don't."
Oh,
he's like, "Let me."
Yeah,
die.
that's a dreadnought.
Yeah,
it's a dreadnought. So dreadnoughts. I got a dreadnought avatar. Hold on. Dreadnoughts are essentially a dreadnought is a space marine that's been mortally. Oh my gosh, these are all fucking huge. Okay, a dreadnought is a space marine that's been mortally wounded in battle. Typically, it's an older one that they'll do this with. This thing on the chest, it opens up underneath it, and underneath it there's a sarcophagus that the space marines' remains are put into. And they're
imagine dying and they still put you to work, bro.
No, Space Marines will die. Yeah. Well, so Space Marines would die 1,000 deaths for the Emperor and for the Imperium of Man. They would gladly do it. That's their whole thing. So they're hooked inside of this. It's called a dreadnought, and it lets them fight on like for long periods of time. I know exactly what animation you're talking about. It's very sad and it's very emotional.
Dude, that was sad as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, I've lived so long. Let me die.
He says not enough left of me to save a second time. And then he says, I would have liked to see the light of Baal one last time. When a dreadnought dies, it's a very, very like somber big deal. Because dreadnoughts are fucking like huge and they can kick a lot of ass.
And they already died before.
Well, close to dying.
They're not afraid of death.
Well, you think it's crazy getting hooked up into a dreadnought? The Emperor, the fucking golden dude I was a little bit ago, that with the fucking claw hand. So the Emperor, little tangent. So when the Emperor created his Space Marines, before he created the Space Marines, he created 20 sons of his that he created from his own DNA, his own genetic makeup, and they're called the Primarchs. Each one of them is very unique. And the Emperor's like his mate, I can't remember her name. She's perpetual, which means like if she dies, she's reborn again forever. She, for hope of their sons having normal lives, had them sent out across the galaxy. Eventually, the Emperor was able to find them, but each of the Primarchs, there's 20 of them. They all have their own like unique thing. They're way more powerful than normal Space Marines, and each of them had their own Space Marine Legion that was made from their DNA. So the blue ones, the Ultramarines, they're Space Marines that are made from the DNA of Rabute Gilliman. Then there's my personal favorite,
the high class DNA.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on what your perspective is. These guys, the ones in green
with those needles. No, I'm just kidding, bro. Extract the genes.
The gene seed is what makes a Space Marine a Space Marine. The gene seed is different for each Space Marine Legion. And you need a gene seed to make more Space Marines. That's why they extract it, because it's so they don't have the stuff to make more gene seed.
Oh, I see. They recycle it, kind of, right?
Yeah, because they don't have the stuff to make more of it. Because the Emperor for 10,000 years has been on life support, like as dead as you could possibly imagine anything being. He's like a skeleton because his son Horus staged a heresy. It's called the Horus Heresy. He fell to the forces of chaos, the Chaos Gods, and tried to overthrow the Emperor. The Emperor destroyed Horus so completely in their final battle that even his soul didn't remain, but he was mortally wounded. And he's been on the Golden Throne for He's been on the Golden Throne, unresponsive for 10,000 years, still living. And every day,
man, just let him go.
They can't.
The
He's like
golden
their
throne
god.
is a golden toilet.
The golden throne, they had to make it into a life support system on the fly to keep the emperor alive, and they have to sacrifice 1,000 psychic individuals every day to keep him alive.
God damn.
But there's like
Let him die.
countless amounts of people though. If they let him die, the entirety of humanity would like perish because he's the only thing that lets him travel the stars. Him being alive, it channels something called the webway, which lets him travel through a place called the warp, which is like space hell. It's like another dimension full of demons and shit. But and without an emperor, they couldn't travel through that, and all of humanity would be disconnected.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, but these guys, the green ones, these are the salamanders. They're my favorite because they're all about like fire and like flamethrowers and bathing shit in fire. But they're really nice and they care about people. Most other space marines don't really care about humanity. They just care about like the emperor, the greater good. Yeah. Well, the salamanders regularly go back to their home planet to visit their families and shit. Yeah.
Oh,
and their Primarch is
lay their seed.
their gene seed. Yeah. Their Primarch, the Salamander's Primarch is Vulcan, this guy.
Oh,
yeah, all the salamanders, because of the sun that their planet orbits, their skin's all like burned black and their eyes are all red because of it.
That looks fucking crazy. God damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where African Americans come from.
Yeah. We got a plasma gun.
In the future.
Oh, la verga. That's
We got a heavy
crazy.
flamer.
A fucking hammer with a
flamer's
flamethrower,
fucking
bro?
sick. Well, the flamethrower's on the arm, but yeah. But yeah, the Space Marines are cool. And there's like a million other factions too.
There's a new one that just came out, right? Space Marines 2. That one just came out.
Yeah, that one, is it out already?
I think so.
I know it's coming out.
Well, it
Yeah,
might be
play the first one. Yeah, by the way, this is a Necron. They're like immortal fucking robots that are made of like living metal.
It reminds me of
and they can
Doom,
turn people to goo. Yeah.
which is another classic. The original Doom.
Very good game.
And then the remake,
Very fucking good game.
they did fucking amazing with that. But you know that
The
one
movie, bro. The movie
the
was
movie.
amazing. No,
with the Rock, with the Rock, bro.
I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna start hyping up the movie, and I was like, bro, what?
Talking about video games and movies, The Thing. That
The
game was pretty
Thing.
badass.
Fuck yes, dude.
That's like a game that nobody remembers.
That's one of my favorite movies. The original one in the '80s with Kurt Russell. Fucking horrifying.
Yeah, dude, nobody fucking seen that one anymore.
That wasn't even the original. The original was from like the fucking 60s or some shit.
Yeah, it's like
wasn't
black
it?
and
That's
white.
why.
It's black and white. But
Yeah.
but the '80s one with the Kurt Russell.
Yeah,
it's
that's like the
technically a
classic
remake.
one, yeah.
But bro,
yeah, it's such a good movie.
even to this day, it's no CGI, all practical effects. Fucking
Oh, yeah, it
bloody
fucking
and
holds up.
amazing. And but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
the
a good
game.
one.
I remember the game.
The
bro.
game was.
You had to fucking use a flamethrower on them and shit. That was crazy.
Yeah. And you had to, like, you couldn't run outside for too long because you would freeze and shit,
Yep.
remember?
Which is funny because
That
I
game
played
was
the
pretty
game
bad.
first. You know, I had no idea there was a movie
Before
until
the
I was
movie?
older. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, I forgot about that. That was a fucking good one.
Yeah.
But you guys, I'm gonna end this. But you know, we could go on forever, bro. There's so many fucking games we did not
Oh, yeah,
mention.
there's so much to talk about.
But anybody listening, if you have a favorite game we didn't mention, go ahead, fucking drop a comment. Let us know on YouTube. On Spotify, you can actually comment when you're listening to the episode. There's a comment section. Let us know, man. And
Look at it and probably do a volume 2 of this and probably bring those games up.
we definitely gotta
yeah.
continue this because there's so many fucking games, bro. Like, yes, definitely, we're gonna continue this.
Yeah.
And appreciate you guys,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You know I
fucking
got your
glad to
back.
be here, man.
And for anybody listening, support our sponsors, Dubby Energy Supplement. They got all natural ingredients. You don't get all jittery and feel like shit. And it's a powder supplement.
Dubby.
But they just came out with a can too. So now they're can energy drinks, which get you hype, bro. Get you play more
Hell yeah.
games.
For
Get those
the
hours in.
workout.
And
For
that
the finger
workout.
workouts.
Mm-hmm. But appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, no problem. I'm fucking glad to be here, man.
All right. Till next time. Peace, guys. Yeah.
Peace.